So if you are a female founder, mompreneur, if you are a girl boss, this episode is for you. There are 4 grants that are closing at the end of this month that I want you to consider applying to. Shoot your shot. Let's get right into this episode so that you can get the money that you need to catapult your business forward. Let's jump right in. All right, visionaries, so if you follow me on Instagram, then you already know that May the 6th, I am hosting a workshop specifically for those of you that are trying to figure out, okay, I took your funding readiness workshop, and if you haven't already, please do so. And now I'm ready to actually start looking for grants. I have my paperwork all in order. Where do I go? How do I find grants that I'm actually eligible for? May the 6th, I'm going to be answering that question for you. It's at 1 o'clock. You can join me at bit.ly/funding and freelance. I would love it if you would give me any questions that you have up front. That way I can make sure that it's included in the presentation and your questions can get answered. Regardless, at the end of the presentation, I am going to be having a Q&A. And so this is one that you don't want to miss. It's going to be, again, May the 6th. Join me at bit.ly/funding and freelance. Let's go ahead and get into these 4 grants. So these grants are specifically, like I mentioned, for female-founded businesses. The majority of them do close at the end of this month, but I don't want you to become worried, right? The majority of this is really based on who you are and what it is that you do, what's the impact that you're making, who's the community that you're serving. And if you already know those things, if you know the pain points that you are serving and you know who your client is, then this should be pretty easy. If you, however, are in a space where you're like, oh my God, I have no idea who my client is. I have no idea what the problem that I'm solving is. Maybe, you're like, well, I'm not really solving a problem. All I do is, have a hot kitchen. Well, you are solving a problem, right? Who is that hot kitchen for? Because for one, I don't go into just any hot kitchen, right? So is it geared towards a specific community, a specific ethnicity? Like, really get into what is the problem that you're solving? Why did you open it? Why did you feel the need to open where you opened? Really get down deep and identify those aspects of your business, because they're going to make your proposal writing so much easier, okay? So the first grant that I want to talk to you about is Wellbeing for All. It's a $10,000 grant by 4.0 Essentials. It's called the 4.0 Essentials Tiny Fellowship Grant. It closes April the 29th. This eligibility is for US-based females. The space that they're really funding this time around is the education space. So verbatim, it says, my idea aims to address a need in the education space. My idea is in service of learning and is geared towards children, families, and or educators. They do have an entire eligibility quiz to walk you through whether or not this is the best grant for you to apply to. I love this method because it takes a lot of the gatekeeping and guessing work that we see in the grant writing space out of it, right? So I love that they have this eligibility quiz. Take the time to actually fill it out. It doesn't take but maybe 2-3 minutes. And then you can download their application. That way you could just go through everything at your own pace, right? Of course, they do have a method where you could just fill everything out, but at least you already have it downloaded. You can work on it. You can come back to it. There's about, let me see here, I've got it pulled up. There's about 62 questions on here. So it is a lengthy proposal, but honestly, a lot of these they've got some basic information here. A lot of it is multiple choice. And then several of the prompts are 200 words or less. So really important here to be concise with your writing. Really important here, again, that you just use layman's terms. Don't get into dictionary words, guys. It just makes the job so much harder for the reviewer. And so, really take a look at this one. I think that this is a great option for those of you that are in the education space, because so much of it is multiple choice and because the prompts are so condensed, which again, if you already know what you do, if you already know who you serve, and you are very specific about your need, and of course know how you're going to use this money, this option, if you work in education, is a no-brainer. And I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background. They just woke up, and you already know they're full of energy. This is real life. So I just want to stop for a second and mention that all of these grant applications and portals are going to be linked down below in the show notes. Currently, the website is under construction, so if you guys have gone into the blog and you haven't seen anything on there, it's because it's under construction. But these links are going to be emailed to my email subscribers. If you're not already on the list, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can join the community at bit.ly/fundingandfreelance. That'll get you in. And of course, check the notes down below. All right, let's move on to the second one, which is the Aveeno Skin Health Pitch Competition. This one is $100,000 specifically for Black female identifying entrepreneurs looking to grow their skincare and healthcare brands. Okay, so this one, like they mentioned, is for skin and hair care. It's a startup accelerator, $100,000, guys. Like, come on, just go for it. Like, if you approach this from a mentality of, dang, that money's mine. Like, I need that money. I need that money. My work is worth it. My purpose work is worth it. My passion is worth it. Taking an hour a day, every day, to work on this grant until you submit it, that's worth it. Okay. So really consider this. It's $100,000. So the deadline for this is April the 30th. So you have until the end of this month. You have to create a 1 to 2 minute video introducing yourself, your business, and why you got started, and how natural ingredients play a role in your products. Okay. They do mention lean into modern video storytelling and provide a vertical video. So they're telling you exactly what you want, okay? Now, I do want to just stop here for a second and mention those of you that maybe say, I'm not really comfortable with video. I'm not really comfortable with putting my face out there. If you've listened to my other episodes, you know how I feel about personal branding. I think it's the number one way of marketing right now, whether you're marketing yourself on or offline, which we all pretty much are. Personal branding is pretty much everything right now. So if you're not comfortable with a 1 to 2 minute video of your face, then no problem. Like they mentioned, go into storytelling. You can, shoot some B-roll, or even if you have a friend that's really into video, have them shoot some shots of you, maybe not of your face, but maybe while you're working and things like that. And then at the end, you can show your face. I personally love video. I love for people to see my face, to feel my energy, and I just feel like video translates the best when building connectivity with people. So I really want you to consider, either partnering with a videographer if you can, if you know somebody that's like really good at video, or, and this is if you're not comfortable being in front of a camera, okay? Or just practice in front of a mirror every single day until you submit it. Like, what they're asking you isn't anything crazy. They're asking you to introduce yourself, introduce your business, and why did you get started? This sounds like networking, right? But really, it's just your pitch. You're just pitching, guys. And if you're not comfortable with pitching, then please let me know. I can get somebody on here who can help us and give you some tips on your pitches. So if that's something that you would be interested in, please let me know so that I know to get a guest on here. But yeah, this is the Aveeno grant. April 30th is the deadline, so hurry up and get your applications in. Moving on to the You Glow Girl grant. This is a $10,000 grant, guys. And the deadline for this, you actually have quite a bit of time. Okay, you have until July the 1st to go ahead and submit your 30 to 60-second elevator pitch video. Again, another video. And what they want is they want just an informal video where you can pitch yourself, your business directly to Christy, the founder. So I really like this grant. It really is geared towards mompreneurs. She herself is obviously a mom, and so she really wanted to create a grant that was just holistic, right? She focuses really on making sure that the winner is financially, emotionally, and spiritually well. So some of the winner packages or some of the winner benefits are going to be, of course, $100,000 cash. So there's that financial piece. 1 year supply of Eat Me Guilty free products. 1 year subscription to the ClassPass to help you reach your fitness goals. So there's that physical piece. A 1 year subscription to Calm so that you can approach your business, your family with a clear mind and a clear heart. 12-month mental check-in. So again, just that mental and emotional piece. And then you get a 2-part intensive mentorship program with the founder herself. Okay, so incredible, really well-rounded grant, and all you have to do is submit a 30 to 60-second elevator pitch. She even gives you details on who last year's winner is. So the last year You Glow Girl winner was Amanda Sheridan. And you can take a look at who she is. Honestly, that's kind of where I like to start if I'm looking at a grant, is who got this last year. If they have information on what they did that maybe I can gain inspiration from, not replicate, guys, but really try and identify, what was it that made her stand out, and how can I use that information to help me stand out, right? Because this is clearly something that the funder liked. So definitely check that out. This is the You Glow Girl grant. Let's go ahead and move on to the KKR Small Business Builders $10,000 grant with a deadline of February the 22nd. So you've got 2 days here. Now, this grant is probably, I would say, I don't want to say the most difficult, but definitely the one that you want to sit down and really work on, okay? Really work on this. It's in partnership with Hello Alice. You have to be a 51% owned or more woman or woman identifying founder, between 5 to 50 employees, less than $7 million in U.S. annual revenue, and a demonstrated need for support, a strong plan for moving forward. The purpose of this grant is really for businesses that have pivoted in response to COVID-19, and you're operating with underrepresented communities. So really take a look at this grant. It's $10,000. Again, really think about what can you do with $10,000. I mean, I think that sometimes when we break down, okay, how much do I need to make a week in order to keep this business afloat? $10,000 can take you pretty far, right? If you don't have to worry about overhead, if you don't have to worry about maybe employee payouts, like $10,000 can really help you out when you're kind of in a crunch. And so if this is you, if you meet that criteria, then I encourage you to apply. So it asks you a couple questions, whether or not you were nominated by a KKR employee. Go through the motions, guys. Go ahead, fill this out in this entirety. Never just skip a answer. Really go through every single question and answer it. Even if it's NA, put NA. Okay, it's going to ask you, of course, the name of your business. What type of business is it? How is it structured? When was it founded? If you have your EIN, then put in your EIN. Then some of the questions are, of course, going to be describe your business. Again, this is 150 words or less, okay? So really important for you to be super concise, pack a punch, really get to what they want. Don't use filler words, guys. You don't need to sound fancy. Just really get to the meat and potatoes of what do you do? Who are you, okay? Again, it asks you some questions on your biggest challenges, your obstacles that you're facing. How have you pivoted or adapted in response to COVID-19 in 200 words or less? Again, super important for you to really just get to the point, okay? don't talk so much about all the, how do I put it? Don't get so caught up in your history of, oh, well, I launched this business because my grandmother and, and all these things. No, just really get to what are they asking. I even like to start literally verbatim. I like to start on, our business has pivoted and adapted to COVID-19 by, elementary. Okay, I will repeat their question to them because they know, okay, hold on, she's answering the question right here. Anything else is just substantiating information. Boom. But answer the question. This is a grant that you're going to want to copy paste. Hello Alice grants usually are. You're going to want to copy paste them on a Google Drive, on a Google Doc, and just work on them because and save often. Save them often. Save often if you're working on the Hello Alice, but because sometimes your computer, if it crashes or whatever the case is, you still have all those answers. If you're working directly on the platform and you didn't click save, then that would really stink for you to lose all that hard work that you just put in. So use Google Doc. That's what I use, and it's autosave, and you got to worry about it, and then just copy paste it. The other benefit that you have is any grammatical things that are looking funny in there, they'll get corrected. So those are the 4 grants that I have for you today. Again, they will all be listed down below. I'm going to just list them out for you once again. It's the Wellbeing for All $10,000 grant, the Aveeno Skin Health Pitch Competition, the You Glow Girl Eat Me Guilt-Free grant, and the KKR Small Business Builders $10,000 grant. Okay, ladies, get to work, get your money, and I will see you May the 6th in the Where to Find Grant Funding for My Business workshop. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here with me.